there, Farm Wife fam. I hope that you had a fantastic Thanksgiving. We had a nice little get together here at my house. So now we've got leftovers, and I'm going to show you one of my favorite things to do. I love to make gnocchi soup. It's like the Olive Garden chicken gnocchi, and we're going to use some of my homemade sweet potato gnocchi with it today. First thing I'll do is turn on to a medium heat. Put a little olive oil in the bottom of my pan. Okay, now that we've given a minute to get the oil nice and warm, we're going to throw in some mirepoix, which is onions, celery, and carrots. And if you have been following along, you saw that I did some mealtime prep. And together we had already cut up the carrots, the celery, and some peppers. I'm not going to put peppers in today, but I am going to put in some carrots. Now this is just leftover baby carrots that I chopped up with my food chopper so that, I could get those used up. I will warn you right now, this is a no measurements kind of recipe. It's just one that I use my leftovers to make. And I just kind of eyeball it. So we're going to let this kind of cook down a little bit. And I'll be right back. Alright, now that we have kind of softened up our veggies, I almost forgot. I want to put some garlic in here. Here we are garlic lovers. So, 2-3 cloves of garlic. And all that, those brown bits there, I'm going to do something called deglazing with that when I put the broth on. But first, I'm going to add some flour. Oh, I'd say maybe 1/4 of a cup is in here to this amount. I want to go ahead and cover these veggies. This is how I start any kind of a gravy. Like when I make biscuits and gravy, I cover my sausage like this. But we're going to do this with our veggies. And we're going to go ahead and just for 30 seconds or so, or a minute, we're going to cook that flour. I have some turkey broth, not stock, and I'm going to use that to deglaze with. I think I'll go ahead and put another quart in here. And add that second quart. And I'm going to go ahead and let this kind of warm up and cook. And I'm going to cut up some turkey and put in here next. I've got, 2 or so cups of turkey. I prefer to use the white meat. It tends to be a little more dry sometimes, and so I like to use it in soups and things. And we're going to let this come up to a boil, and when that happens, we're going to add our homemade sweet potato gnocchi. You'll also want to add your salt and some pepper. And you can also add sage or rosemary. I'll probably add some parsley, just whatever herbs you enjoy. We use parsley in a lot of our cooking, but especially in soups and casseroles. Okay, now we have a good simmer going. We're going to add, we'll add in that homemade sweet potato gnocchi we made. And you want to put it in either fresh or frozen. If you had frozen it, do not thaw it first. And it just takes a couple minutes. There's a little flour in there, so it's going to get this nice and thick. And the gnocchi will kind of float when it's ready. But did you know, to make gnocchi, I will add the video for you somewhere in here. But to make gnocchi, you can use leftover mashed potatoes, or you could do what I did, and I used sweet potatoes. It's super simple, and it's a great way to use up leftovers too. So I'm just going to let these cook, and we'll be back for the next step. Okay, now that we've got a good boil going, our gnocchi are all floating, we're going to add our spinach. Now, fresh spinach obviously would be best, but today all I have is the frozen. And so it won't take very long for that to just break apart. Now that our spinach has thawed, this was baby spinach that I had frozen myself. We're going to add, you could add cream, half-half. What I have here today is full cream and Jersey milk from my cows. And this is just going to make this creamy and delicious. I have one more step, and then we are ready to taste this. It's nutmeg. We're going to take some fresh nutmeg and grate over the top of this. Grate some of that fresh nutmeg. Oh, you guys, it smells so good. I don't know what it is, but there's something about this using nutmeg that really takes it over the top. And there it is. Sweet potato gnocchi turkey soup. Let's taste it. Oh gosh. I can't wait to give this a taste. I'm going to try to get a little bit of everything on the spoon. Can you see? I've got the gnocchi, I've got the turkey, I've got some carrots and onions and all the good things. It is super hot though. So good. And I like the addition of the homemade gnocchi. So good. Guys, give this a try. Hope this inspires you to do something with your leftover turkey from Thanksgiving or chicken from other meals or whatever. First thing I do when I trim my turkey is I stick it in my cooker along with all the scraps of celery, carrots, onions, all the veg. And I stick it in this cooker and I let it cook on low for 1 to 2 days. Usually it's the day I cook it, and I let it just go overnight. And then a day or two later, when I get a chance, I'm going to grab myself some jars and I'm going to can it up. You can put it in pints for 20 minutes, quarts for 25 minutes in your pressure cooker, and it's easy as can be. So all I need to do now is strain this, put it in some jars, and get it going. This is going to make a rich and beautiful stock. And all these bits that are left behind, I can still give this as a treat on this cold, cold day to my animals. This step here is optional. I do like to add a little bit of salt to each one of my jars. Today I'm going to be doing quarts. So I'm going to do about a half a teaspoon, but salt is not required to can. It is just for flavor. And we like that salt in there. I'm going to start with 5 jars and see where I get with that. This has excellent color. I'm so excited about this. Okay, it looks like I got 4 jars out of this, and I am happy about it. Now these bones are not super soft. They still have some firmness to them. So I could actually run a second batch of, just add water to all of this and get a second batch out of it if I want to. And you know what? I think today I am going to do that, because it seems like everything in here still has a lot of structure to it. So I'm going to add all the way to the top. I'll fill this up with water and I'll let it go overnight, and we'll can some more again tomorrow. A little tip about that, in a little splash of apple cider vinegar to draw out a little more of those nutrients. Now, another little tip for you. When you're canning your turkey stock, make sure that you wipe those rims really good. Not only does this give you the opportunity to see if you might have missed one that had been nicked, which I am a little concerned that this one is, so I'm going to switch jars. I did not see that earlier, and so now I'll get a fresh, clean jar, and you can see the tiniest little nick. I didn't see that when I first got these jars out, so I don't want to use this for canning anymore. But that vinegar will take off any fat or residue from your broth. Put on a lid, put it in your pressure canner with the appropriate amount of water. And remember, hot jars, hot liquid, hot water, okay? So these are quarts, so they're gonna go in for 25 minutes. By the way, if you're looking for some great canning lids, I'm a 4 Jars associate. Down below, you'll find a link where you can save 10% by using the code FARMWIFE10. Thanks for being here today. I appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.